Social media management is one of the most lucrative careers in 2025. So if you're wondering what are the most essential skills you need to thrive in your career as a social media manager, that's exactly what I will be talking about today. Hi, my name is Immaculate Uchechi Ineribe. I help individuals and businesses grow and maintain their social media presence, and I teach aspiring social media managers how to do the same. Do well to subscribe and turn on notification while at it. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead to like, comment, and share. So let's dive in. What are the top essential skills that every social media manager must have? Number one is research. Great social media management starts with excellent research. And this is not just about Googling and asking your AI random stuff. It's about being strategic and focused. Here are 4 key areas of research that every social media manager must do. Audience research. This is basically about who you're talking to, what do they do, what are they interested in, what are their income level, their age, gender, and their problem. I mean, that exact thing that they need solution to, that main thing that is disturbing them, that should be your focus. Next is competitors research. You need to research to find out the things that your competitors are doing right. What are the things working for them? What gaps can you fill? I mean, what are those things that they are not doing right? Those are the particular gaps that you should fill. Those are the things that you should do right, because trust me, their customers need those things to be done, because those are probably the problem that they are facing. So since your competitors are not able to solve those problems for them, they come to you, and once you're able to solve it, then you're good to go. Hashtag research. So you need to find out the hashtags that are trending in your niche, hashtags that are going to rank in search, that is hashtags that are filled with the particular keywords relevant to your niche. You also need to research the hashtag that is most likely to boost visibility and make your content reach the right people. You also need to research trends. You need to be updated with trends, and how else do you get updated if you don't do your research? So you need to research to help you stay updated with trends and then adapt them to your strategies, because social media changes fast. Trust me, the level of changes that come every day with social media, if you don't research, you are going to be left behind. You're going to be doing things of the 80s, things of the old century. Meanwhile, there are completely new and different things going on today, and you'll be wondering why you're not getting results. It's simply because you have been left behind. So research will help you make sure that you are in the current moving train and doing things how exactly they are supposed to be done. So for research, you need tools like Google Trends, Bozmo, Instagram Insight, Reddit, and even the search bar of the different social media platforms that you are in. All of these tools make research easier for you. The next skill that you need as a social media manager is graphic design skill. So as a social media manager, you must be skilled in graphic design. Trust me, you do not need to be a pro. You don't need to start graphics from the scratch using the regular Corel Draw, Photoshop, and the rest. All you need is Canva. You just need to master how to use Canva. Canva is there for you as a social media manager to help you save time and do pro designs in few minutes. So basic Canva skills is a must for you if you want to become a social media manager. Video production and editing skill. Video production and editing is something else that you can't do without. That's because short form videos are currently ruling all platforms. I mean all social media platforms, from TikTok to Instagram to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and even LinkedIn. All of these platforms now are tilting towards videos, especially the short form videos. So if you want to really go far, you have to begin to pay attention to video production and editing. It's a must. You must know how to create and edit visually appealing and attention grabbing videos if you want to survive as a social media manager. You also have to have the copywriting skill, because trust me, this is basically what helps you drive engagement, generate leads and sales. And at the end of the day, the end goal goal for social media is basically to help you make money. Yes, you're on social media to grow your pages, to establish your presence, and this is what the social media manager help you do. However, if you as a social media manager fail in copywriting skill, you will not be able to help your clients or even yourself grow and help them achieve their objectives and goals for their social media pages. You also have to be creative, and incorporate humor into your content. And while writing your content, while writing your copies, it is very, very important that you make sure that you find a way to infuse creativity and humor into it. So you have to find a way to include humor into it. So I would use this MTN content, or should I say message to their customer, that they released recently with regards to the increment of the tariff that they have just increased. So you can see how they found a way to incorporate humor into this design, into this copy that they have written for their customers. So no matter how angry you probably are, you're going to find yourself smiling or laughing over how it's been written. So basically you have to find a way to again incorporate humor and creativity into your content. Same goes for when you're making your graphics and your videos. Creativity is a must for you to have as a social media manager. The next skill that every social media manager must have is the analytical skill. Content without analytics is like driving without a map, especially when you do not have any idea of the destination that you are headed. Of course, if you're driving to a destination that you do not know, you need the map or someone around to guide you, and that is what the analytics do for you. You need to track performance and understand what is working and what is not working, so that you are not invested in something that is not giving you results. So the numbers are very, very important. You need to focus on numbers and pay attention to the following: data analysis. So this is where you ask if your content are reaching the right people, if they are engaging. If not, then this is where you now tend to strategize again, to ask yourself, okay, so since my content is not reaching the right people, what do I do to help me make my content reach the right people? What do I do to make them engage? What do I do to make them buy? So if you don't pay attention to these numbers, to this data, there is no way in the world you are going to know that this is not working. You're just going to end up wasting your time, wasting your energy on what is not driving results. You also need to know how to create reports. This will also help your clients know that, okay, you know exactly what you're doing. This will help you gain insights of what's going on with the social media pages that you are managing and how to fix what is not going right. Audience insights is something else you should pay attention to. So you need to understand, who are those people that are engaging with my content? Am I able to get their pain point, to understand their problem and create content that are tailored towards solving those problems? What time are they active, so that you can be making your post at the particular time that they are active to drive more engagement? So who are these people engaging with my post? Are they more of females? Are they more of male? Or they are a combination of male or female? Again, it will help you understand exactly how to create content that tailor to the particular gender that find your content useful. Next is communication and customer service. As a social media manager, trust me, you are automatically a customer representative. Yes, because social media is a two-way conversation. So engaging with your audience is as important as you posting. So you cannot just afford to post and go and sit down. You are not replying to inquiries in the comment section. You are not replying to inquiries in the DM. You just leave your customers, leave your audience hanging. If you do not know how to communicate, if you can't increase your response rate to at least 100%, trust me, you aren't ready to become a social media manager yet. So like I said, you also will have to make sure that you are managing DMs appropriately. Your response rate is top notch. So for me, everybody who work with me knows that my response rate is 100%. Once it has to do with work, I may not pay so much attention to other things, trust me, but when it comes to work and the social media pages that I handle, response rate is 100%, and that is how it should be for you as a social media manager. You can't afford to have somebody come to your DM this morning or by 6 a.m. in the morning, and for the next 3 days you've not replied the person, that is very wrong. So if somebody messages you at 6 a.m. in the morning, at most 9-10 a.m. the person should have gotten a response to whatever it is they are inquiring for. That is if it is not able to be immediate. Yes, and that is where I recommend autoresponders to help you manage conversations, especially when you may be away or may not be able to respond immediately. Maybe I'm going to do a separate video for the particular autoresponders that I use. So once your customers or audience are able to get quick response from you, trust me, you have become the best customer support that your clients would need. So you have to make sure that you are top notch in terms of community engagement, where you reply to comments, start conversations, and generally build a community of loyal audience that will talk about you any day and anytime, audience that you are the first person that comes to mind, or your brand or the brand that you manage is the first thing that comes to mind wherever your niche is mentioned. You also have to be good in crisis management. So as a social media manager, you should know how to manage negative feedback professionally. It's not everything that is gara gara. You don't have to, start shouting or quarreling or having issues with your audience. And trust me, this is the point where I tell you that you are going to be provoked. But the ability for you to, control yourself, the ability for you to not inflame, the ability for you to be able to talk to your audience, talk to your customer calmly, no matter how provoked you are, is what makes you a great and an excellent social media manager. So let's say, for instance, you're handling a brand page. Trust me, the brand owner probably understands his or her temper and know that they are not able to manage negative feedback. And it's probably the only reason they might be hiring or needing a social media manager, just for the sake of customer representation. And then you then go in and instead of trying to, quench the fire, you instead inflame. So this is something that you must learn how to do, no matter how provoked you are. This is the point where the saying, customer is always right, come in. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they are right, but then you find a very subtle and sweet way to tell them that this isn't right. I think it would be better if it is done like this, instead of hurling insults or getting provoked and all of that. That is not something a social media manager is known for. So as a social media manager, you should see yourself as a customer representative, and you must know how to communicate with your customer and not get provoked or show provocation, no matter how provoked you may be. And the last skill we'll be talking about is strategic thinking and planning. Listen, as a social media manager, you are automatically a thinker. Trust me, like your brain is just supposed to be working at every point in time. You know the saying that says, if you don't plan to fail, you fail to plan. Yes, this is exactly where it works. Strategy is what separates random posting from profitable social media management or marketing. This involves strategic planning, where you have to identify what your long-term vision, your goal, your objective should be, and put down strategic methods to make sure that you achieve them. You also have to understand content planning, where you map out your content and posting schedules, your themes, your pillars, your number of content. So you need to be able to say, okay, how many quality content will I be able to produce within this period of time? How strategic are they going to be? What are the problems that these contents are going to be solving? What methods am I going to use to make sure that these content reach the right audience? So you also have to plan your campaigns. Okay, am I going to do paid advertising? Am I going to use influencers? How many influencers am I going to use? What am I going to budget for my ad? You need to plan, right? So, and planning is easier when you know your end goal, where you understand where you want to get to. So you want to get, for instance, 50 followers in this month or 50 followers in 1 week. What am I going to do within this 1 week to get 50 followers? What kind of content am I going to post? How many of these contents am I going to post? Who and who am I going to reach out to help me? Do I need to spend money to help me reach this particular number within this particular period of time? This is what planning is all about. So once you're able to get your strategic planning right, your content planning, set your goals, set your objectives, and then do your campaign planning, trust me, as far as you're able to think, strategize, and planned, you have gotten it right as a social media manager. So that's it for this video. The essential skill that every social media manager must have. If you mastered these skills, you are ready to become a social media manager. You're ready to start running successful social media campaigns, and you're ready to start making real impact on the pages that you manage. So which of these skills do you think that you need to improve? Let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and turn on notification for more tips on social media growth. And if you're ready to become a highly paid social media manager, I mean one earning at least 6 figures monthly, then you need to grab my free guide on how to make 6 figures monthly as a social media manager. Check out the link in the description to grab yours today, and I will see you in the next video.